Portugal is a country that grabs you by the soul. From the moment you set foot on its soil, you're hit with a sensory overload. The salty sea air mingles with the aroma of grilled sardines. Vibrant azulejos tiles catch your eye at every turn, and the melancholic strains of Fado music tug at your heartstrings. This small country on the edge of Europe packs a big punch. Rugged coastlines give way to rolling vineyards, ancient castles stand alongside cutting-edge architecture, and traditional fishing villages coexist with cosmopolitan cities. Portugal is a country that refuses to be pigeonholed. It's a place where every region, every city, every village has its own unique flavor. The Portuguese are warm, welcoming, and fiercely proud of their heritage. They're quick to share a story, a glass of wine, or a secret local spot. Whether you're exploring the winding streets of Lisbon or sipping port in the Douro Valley, you're never far from a friendly face. As we embark on this journey through Portugal, prepare to be captivated. We'll explore sun-drenched beaches and mist-shrouded mountains. So buckle up, my friends. Portugal is waiting to enchant you.
Section 4. The Soul of Portugal. Culture and Traditions. Portuguese culture is like a fine wine, complex, layered, and deeply satisfying. It's a blend of ancient traditions and modern influences. At its core, Portuguese culture is about community and celebration. Family is everything here. Sundays offer long, leisurely lunches with extended family. Holidays are marked with parades, feasts, and fireworks. Even everyday moments are savored. A quick coffee often turns into an hour-long chat with friends. This love of life, this ability to find joy in simple pleasures, is at the heart of Portuguese culture. Music plays a huge role in Portuguese life, and nothing captures the Portuguese soul quite like Fado. This haunting, melancholic music is Portugal's gift to the world. Fado means fate in Portuguese, and that's what these songs are about, the twists and turns of life, love, and loss. In Lisbon's Alfama district, you can still hear Fado singers pouring their hearts out in tiny, dimly lit bars. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've left Portugal. Festivals are another key part of Portuguese culture. Every town and village has its own festas. These are joyous occasions where the whole community comes together. One of the biggest is the Festa de São João in Porto. It's a midsummer celebration where people hit each other over the head with plastic hammers. Sounds crazy? It is. But it's also incredibly fun. Then there's Carnival, celebrated with parades and parties across the country. And let's not forget the countless religious festivals, each with its own unique traditions. Art and craftsmanship are deeply ingrained in Portuguese culture.
Section 5. Lisbon, the heart of Portugal. Lisbon, Portugal's capital, is a city that gets under your skin. It's a place of hills and viewpoints, of narrow winding streets and wide river vistas. The city is spread across 7 hills, each offering a different perspective on this ancient metropolis. From the top of the Castelo de São Jorge, you can see the whole city laid out before you. The red-tiled roofs, the gleaming river, the bridges stretching into the distance. It's a view that never gets old, no matter how many times you see it. The heart of Lisbon is the Baixa district. This is the downtown area, rebuilt after a devastating earthquake in 1755. The streets here are laid out in a grid pattern, unusual for a European city. It's a great place to start your exploration of Lisbon. Wander through the pedestrianized Rua Augusta, lined with shops and cafes. Stop at the Grand Praça do Comércio, once the entry point for ships arriving from Portugal's colonies. And don't miss the Santa Justa lift, an iron elevator that connects the lower town to the upper town. But for me, the real magic of Lisbon lies in its older neighborhoods. Alfama, with its maze-like streets and hidden courtyards, is the oldest part of the city. It's here that you'll find some of the best Fado bars. Bairro Alto is the city's bohemian quarter, quiet by day but buzzing with nightlife after dark. And then there's Belém, home to some of Lisbon's most iconic monuments. The Belém Tower, standing guard at the mouth of the Tagus River, is a symbol of Portugal's age of discovery. Nearby, the Jerónimos Monastery is a masterpiece of Manueline architecture. Section 6. Porto, a city of bridges and port wine. Porto, Portugal's second city, is a place that demands to be savoured. It's a city of contrasts where old-world charm meets cutting-edge design. Perched on the steep banks of the Douro River, Porto is a feast for the eyes. The medieval Ribeira district, with its narrow cobblestone streets and colourful houses, tumbles down to the riverfront. Across the river, in Vila Nova de Gaia, the famous port wine lodges stand in neat rows. And spanning the river are Porto's iconic bridges, including the impressive Ponte Dom Luís Thirst. At the heart of Porto is the Ribeira district. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the city's oldest neighbourhood. It's a labyrinth of narrow streets, each turn revealing a new surprise. You might stumble upon a tiny square with a centuries-old church, or a hole-in-the-wall tavern serving hearty northern Portuguese cuisine. The riverfront promenade is always buzzing with life. Street performers entertain the crowds. Cafes and restaurants spill out onto the sidewalks, and colourful Rebelo boats, once used to transport port wine, bob gently in the river. But Porto is more than just its historic centre. The city is experiencing a renaissance, with cutting-edge architecture and a thriving arts scene. The Casa de Música, a striking modernist concert hall, has become a symbol of the new Porto. The São Bento train station, with its stunning azulejo tile murals, is a work of art in itself. And scattered throughout the city are contemporary art galleries and street art that give Porto a youthful, creative vibe. Of course, no visit to Porto is complete without sampling its most famous export port wine. Section 7. Sintra, a fairy tale town. Sintra is the stuff of fairy tales. Nestled in the forested hills of the Serra de Sintra, this enchanting town is a world away from the bustling streets of Lisbon, yet it's just a short train ride from the capital. As you approach Sintra, you're greeted by a landscape straight out of a storybook. Lush green forests shroud mist-covered hills, and peeking out from the verdant canopy are the towers and turrets of fantastical palaces and castles. It's no wonder that Lord Byron called Sintra a glorious Eden. The crowning glory of Sintra is the Pina Palace. Perched atop a hill, this 19th century palace is a riot of colour and architectural styles. Its yellow and red towers, ornate battlements and whimsical details look like something out of a child's imagination. But it's very real. Walk through its lavishly decorated rooms and you'll feel like you've stepped into another world. The views from the palace walls are breathtaking. On a clear day you can see all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. But Pena Palace is just the beginning of Sintra's wonders. The town is dotted with other remarkable buildings. The National Palace of Sintra, with its distinctive conical chimneys, dominates the town centre. It's been a royal residence since the 15th century. The Quinta da Regalera is another must-see. This early 20th century estate is a playground for the imagination. Its grounds are filled with hidden tunnels, mystic symbols, and the famous initiation well. And for those who like a challenge, the hike up to the ruins of the Moorish castle offers stunning views over Sintra and beyond. But Sintra isn't just about grand palaces and castles.